Hey guys, my name is Olina Livermore. I'm a transformational coach, and today I'd like to introduce to you Misha Saidov, my teacher, my colleague, and Misha is the founder of Coaching Academy, which is like one of the biggest one in Europe, and they conduct more than 4,000 sessions, and their company keep growing, and they already have employed more than 75 coaches. And today, Misha will share with us actually what coaching is and what coaches do. Misha, can you actually tell what a coach does?
Yeah, hi Alina, sure. If you think about, I suggest we start with the differences between psychiatry, psychotherapy, psychology, and coaching, because people tend to mix these things and throw them all into one pot. When you think about psychiatrists, and to become one, you need to get a medical doctor degree, and this is the only profession that is technically allowed to prescribe medicine. And you gotta be somewhat ill or severely depressed in order for psychiatrists to treat you. So then you have psychologists and psychotherapists. And psychologists, very often they'll go and they'll get a bachelor of psychology and then master's of psychology and then sometimes a doctorate. And psychology is more about academia. If you're interested in the field of psychology and you're not that much interested in working with people, but you want to develop different psychology models and different treatments, and you love research and you want to conduct different researches, so then you'll go and you'll get a psychology degree and you become a psychologist and you'll work for a company or within academia. So then you have a psychotherapy, and psychotherapy and psychotherapists, they work with people, and I think about this profession as a way to stabilize someone who is not very functional at the moment. So you might be you might have different phobias, or again you might be depressed, or you do not know how to regulate your emotions, and all of these will interfere with high quality lives. And if you want to be functional, if you want to have a good job and a good circle of friends, and if you want to live a fairly stable life, I think psychotherapy can help you a lot. So coaching is somewhat a different beast, and coaching is actually about decomforting someone or destabilizing someone. It's about when you are stuck, you are functional, your life is fine, but you are stuck, you are in the same life day after day, and you want things to change. So a good coach or a great coach will shake you up and will help you get to the next level using different tools. And the tools can be some of the tools you can definitely share with psychotherapists and psychologists. Some of the tools only you as a coach can use, right? And also with psychotherapy, you tend not to have any type of specific knowledge. With coaching, you actually do. So specific knowledge, think about, let's say, business coaching. So apart from knowing how to change cognition and emotions and behavior, you also need to have a good understanding of business, how business works, and how you build sales, and how you build marketing, and how you run teams, and how you create operational efficiency, and all of that. So that's what I call a specific knowledge. And in coaching, it is very common and it is very useful if coach, apart from knowing the coaching methods, also have this specific knowledge. So that's, I guess, will sum up the the idea, and I think you understand better now.
Right. So you're saying that a coach has this specific knowledge, but is it coaching literally sharing this knowledge with your clients? Or like, is it teaching, giving them knowledge? Or if no, what is it then?
When like 10 years ago, when I was making kind of like my first moves into the coaching industry, there was a myth, and it was about like, well, if you coach, you're not allowed to share specific knowledge because your client knows better. You are not a guide, you are a partner. You are like a smart mirror. And to be honest, this is bullshit. We will share our knowledge if we see that client doesn't have any clue what is right and what is constructive and what should be done. However, if client is an expert and understands her or his field better, and your knowledge might be general but not specialized or not concrete enough, well, obviously your client knows better, and the constructive effort and the constructive action is on the client side. So you should not pretend like you know. So to answer your question is, well, if client genuinely has no clue, obviously you coach and you teach. There is no question about it.
Right. So it's interesting because, yeah, like I like your idea how you said that it's like a kind of shared stereotype that the coach can't share this knowledge and has to be a mirror. So that's something really interesting. So to become a coach, you need to obtain this specific knowledge. And what else do you need to keep your clients, like you said, getting like shaking, getting them to the next level, to start wanting something in their life? Like, what do you need for that?
Yeah, I think about that like as sort of like three legs of one stool. So one leg is obviously specific knowledge. If you call yourself a business coach, well, you better know how to run businesses, right? If you call yourself an executive coach, well, you better know how to be an executive. If you call yourself a sports coach, well, I hope you are an athlete. You better be, right? So that's the one part, the specific knowledge. The second part is the coaching knowledge, because you see, behavior or behavioral change without cognitive change doesn't make much sense. So you need to know how to play with human mind and make your clients believe in a better story. And you need to teach them how to choose a better story. And a better meaning more positive, more advantageous, the story that better fits their future. So there are certain tools that you need to learn how to do that. It's not that all of us are born with that. We actually learn how this is done. And I would say that it is as hard and as important as specific knowledge. It's not like one leg of a stool is shorter than the other. They're all equal. So this is the second leg. And the third one is, are you a product of your own coaching? And it's embarrassing. Like you see someone coaching how to lose weight and they are overweight. Someone coaching how to make money and they have none. Someone coaching a tough mindset and they, behave like weaklings. So you want to be a product of your teachings. You want to be a product of your coaching, and that's important. And you need to be able to prove that at any point of time. When we come to a gym and we are looking for a fitness trainer or a fitness coach, well, better the girl or the guy be in shape, right? Otherwise, it's unlikely we're going to hire them.
It's hard to trust if you don't see it.
Yeah, and also, you know, um, let's say I'm 36 now, and I come to the gym, and let's say I'm looking for a fitness coach, and a very athletic girl who's 18 comes over, or a very athletic dude who's like 20 comes over. Well, I'm not interested. When I was 20, I knew like I could eat whatever I wanted, but still, It just did not stay in my body because the metabolic rate was so high. So I want to see someone who is like 75 years old and still fit. And I want this person to coach me. So the same applies to the coaching industry. You don't want to see the coach who is like, one step away from you. You want to have someone who is like miles and miles further away. Then it's going to work. And that's why you have like 90% of coaches who are underpaid and 10% who are making like literally millions of dollars. That's the difference. And the same like with, if you think about professional sports, and originally coaching came from professional sports, you see that literally thousands of people are participating in different championships and they're athletes. However, they're not making any money. Only elite top 1% is making money. So you want to go and be someone like top 1% in coaching if you do want to be well off.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, like, to sum it up, what you were saying, like, it's like a chair with four legs, right? One of them is the specific knowledge in certain industry where you're coaching. The second one are some tools which you need to work with people, basically, to give them this change, right? The third one being the product of your own product. How about the fourth one? What would you say? Like,
So we have three. Like I
three.
was talking about
I'm
three
sorry.
legs, not four.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But think about that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Think about three legs to simplify. Think about leg number one, behavior. You need to be professional in understanding what is the proper behavior. Leg number two is cognition or mind. Like you need to be professional in knowing how your client has to think in order for change to occur. And number three is an example of what is possible for the client.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's very high standard. That's very hard. And that's why there are so few.
Mm-hmm. That's quite interesting. You were mentioning this elite sportsmen and top coaches, right? And I'm sure a lot of people those who are in this coaching industry want to become this elite top coach. Doesn't mean that you have to build this path first. For example, if I want to become a business coach, do I have to build my own business first before I become a coach? Or is it
It
possible?
depends on what you promise. And I get it. You're saying, well, if I want to help people build businesses, do I really have to have a big business? Or if I want to help people make money, do I really have to have like lots of money? And the answer is yes, if you guarantee that. Yes, if you promise that. However, it is very important to understand what is exactly that you promise. What if you promise the path that leads towards whatever they want or a specific skill? For example, we know that in business, non-reaction, emotional regulation, and ability to reinvent yourself every few years are probably like the most important skills. So what if you promise skills and not the result? And then if you promise these skills that they want to get, that's exactly what you want to be about yourself. For instance, when I work with clients and I take those who want to build businesses, those who want to bring their life back together, and what I promise, and this is something that what I have personally is what we call tranquil and unstoppable mind. We give the skill of tranquility and we give the skill of unstoppability, and we 100% guarantee that. And when you start working with a client, they know based on the interaction with you as a coach, they know that, well, it's true. You are truly the person like that, and this is something that they want to have themselves.
Right. I'm just thinking, however, a lot of clients, they want a result, like a measurable result with numbers. And how to, like for a lot of beginners coaches, like if you don't sell result, but you promise tranquility, how to sell this idea of tranquility to your clients? Like, why is it so important to be like that?
So it's not only the tranquility, because you can say that the monks in any sort of temple, they are fairly tranquil, right? But it's not enough. You take them and you plant them in the middle of New York, and good luck with their tranquility. Let's see, how it goes for them. So you need to strike a perfect balance of being unstoppable and being tranquil. Being peaceful in motion and active in peace. So your question was, how do we sell that? And the way we sell that is by showing the reason why our clients do not have what they want to have. It's so easy. Like today, my team and I, we went to record something in the studio, and there was a perfect host in the studio, and she was very gentle and very polite, and also very well read and creative. And then along the lines, she did not ask actually, but she stated that she is a huge mess, and she doesn't know why. And it seems that she has all the ingredients, all the proper ingredients. She's incredibly educated. She's very, very well read. She has specific knowledge. She has specific skills. So what's the problem? And she doesn't see that. She doesn't see that her mind is so fragmented. She just cannot see that. And it's so obvious to everyone. But nobody has enough courage to tell her that. When you show the mirror, it hurts, but people see what's wrong. And that's the moment when you say, well, I can probably heal you. I can probably give you what you need. And if not, and this is another thing that I press my students and my coaches hard, I tell them, sometimes people think that money is kind of like the most important resource. And I tell them, don't be attached to money. You can make a lot of money for sure, but don't be too attached to that. And if your clients do not achieve what they want, and if the money is what they think is the most important part, you tell them you're just going to give the money back. If they don't get what they want, and if this is the last obstacle for them to sign up for coaching, sure, if you don't get the result, you can get the money back. So what's so hard about that? And I understand if you're like a big business and you have this crazy refund policy, well, yeah, maybe it's not very rational. But if you work one-on-one with people, and if you have like 10 clients, I think you can afford that kind of refund policy. And it will give the confidence for your clients to sign up. And you can change the world with just simple change of the policy.
I love that. You know, you train like this top coaches in your academy, and it's quite different from other coaching academy in terms like one thing you shared today that if you have this specific knowledge, why not share it? Yeah, like if you have some special things to tell your clients, why not? And the second thing, which I love, and you mentioned it several times, guarantee a result. Like, how is it possible to guarantee something, right? Because a lot of coaches in this current industry, they don't guarantee anything, right? They just
Yeah.
don't promise they'll give the result. So can you tell more about that, how your coaches do it differently?
So let me give you an example. Let's say you have like you have a 10 years old or 8 years old son, and I do have an 8 year old son, and you want your son to swim, but your son is afraid. So the way the coaching industry looks at that is, okay, you got to do it. I'll be here on the sidelines. I'll be kind of like watching you. But if you die there, you die. Like if you jump into the swimming pool, like you want your son to swim, to go like, 50 meters in like literally like 20 seconds, whatever, right? And, you see that the kid is afraid, and you see that his heart and the water is cold, and it is not as fun as he thought it is. But he still needs to do that. Everyone is watching, the coach is there, and this is what he wants. So the coaching industry is like, okay, look, I'm be with you, I'm be cheering, and I'll talk to you. But once you're in the water, you're alone. And if you die, you die. If you get to the end, you win. That's all on you. Now, I offer a different point of view. I say, look, son, if I see that like in the middle, there is something happening to you, I'm going to dive in with you. I'm going to go there and I'll do my best to help you. Also, if you want, I can jump in the water with you just to show you that it's possible how it is done, because I've done it so many times. I know how to be a swimmer. I can show you. I'll be there. I'll be cheering you, like right beside you. I'll be swimming with you if you need to. So now the question, who'll have more success here? Right? And, the answer is so simple. You see, every adult is a child inside. So if you treat people with love and with understanding of what is going on inside them, you'll be just a better coach. The thing is, do you want to go extra mile for a client or not? And if you don't, choose another profession. There are so many easy things out there. Why do it if you're not ready for an extra mile? And look, if your client wins, you win with the client. And if not, your client knows that you always had her back.
That's really beautiful, and I understand now why, like you said, those top coaches easily make a lot of money and have a lot of clients. Yeah, if you're ready to go this extra mile and you're always there for your client. That's really amazing.
Point A is how you think now, and point B is how you need to think in order for the whole change to happen. You want every second woman you meet when you go on the street to know you. The second question, what you need to change exactly to get to that type of thinking? And that's the point A. The question here that I get very often is like, who are you to decide for the client about the life that is worth living and about the happiness? It is almost guaranteed that you're going to try it.
Very important to believe that anything could be possible for you, because lots of people stuck in these patterns, like they are different. Like if I look up to my role model, I think they have some superpower.
You want your icons become your equals. It's enough for me to see someone who truly inspires me. And I know that if I'm inspired, my company will be inspired. And if I am growing, my company will be growing. My company will be always matching the size of my heart.